me, Nico. Let's see. Today I plan to work on the slides for the website, and also I'm gonna take a look to that Mercury upgrade that I need to do. It's been around like a little while, so yeah, I need to finish that. And hey Sam,
Hello.
how are you, man?
Yeah. You all right?
Fine, yep. And you, Matthew?
I'm good.
Do you wanna give us your
Oh,
report?
oh yeah. I thought you were asking how I was. Was that good? Yeah, I'm good. Like I said to Nico, I'm feeling a little bit of a headache, and I don't know. Yeah, yesterday ended up finishing off the. Well, I don't know if finishing off. I still want to have a refactor, but I ended up having a work on Championer One stuff and got social media links up on the page and got some background color and some basic styling and with tests. But the tests, like they have like a bunch of repeats, like they're have a parent element and then they're looking within that parent element, which is the footer. And that's in like 9 or 10 tests, so I want to try to extract that out into a let or something like that, so that didn't have to have it in every test. And yeah, I don't know, it just seems like a little a little bit more difficult to get things working with npm. Like I'm used to just working with Rails, and like adding font awesome with Rails is just, I mean, it couldn't be any easier. You just kind of put it as a gem and bundle and you just go, and we end up working on it for I think a couple hours just to get Font Awesome to start working. Federico and I ended up jumping on a call as well, because we still have that problem that every time we npm install something, it downgrades a bunch of stuff. And yeah, just I don't know, but yeah, anyways, I guess I'm just spoiled because I mean Rails obviously has their gems and their libraries are better because it's been around for longer, maybe, or but anyways, finally got that working, and then actually writing the test and the implementation for it, I felt like I did in like 15-20 minutes, and then playing around with the styling and stuff, like, it's like maybe an hour job, but like because of the problems with Font Awesome, it ended up being some hours. And yeah, I had ended up creating an event yesterday for us to pair on it, but no one showed up, so that was kind of sad. And then I was there by myself. Rich Faith said that like João, he makes videos by himself. If no one shows up, he hits the record and goes doing it.
But, I used to do that a lot.
Yeah, so I need to maybe that was a good idea.
It's video blogging. It's like you're a YouTuber. That's what all the kids want to be these days. It's the dream job. The dream job.
Yeah. And I worked on some Hunfunk stuff yesterday as well. And yeah, like Robert did a pull request review and pointed out some things that he wanted changed before he merges. And then he was on the train and was like kind of working on it, but like wanted to pair on it, but like without Hangouts, just like him doing stuff and me doing stuff, I guess. But then, yeah, he ended up suggesting using a service to extract some information from. There was like these age groups that looked like there was in the component and also in the visualize page, and it was kind of like not very dry. So he asked to use the service, and something I'd never done before. And then Faith ended up appearing, and we had a pairing session, and we were able to figure it out, like without someone holding our hands, which was like
nice.
It was huge, So cool. And then started writing the edge case tests, and then ran into some weird, like, there was two edge cases. One was like the lower end of the age group. The other was the upper end of the age group, but it's like the exact same logic, just with different numbers and like, copying and pasting even. And one of the tests passes and the other one is failing with like some weird error that I don't even understand. But yeah, it seems like something like it's almost similar to like a can't no method for no class kind of in Rails. It's something like that, but
Oh, yeah.
so I was dropping in console logs and trying to figure that out, and so I'm going to have a look at that today and hopefully finish those edge cases. And also had a Ethereum mob yesterday, which was really cool.
All right.
Wrote a test for making sure that the contract is able to pay out to an account, and that was cool. Yeah.
All right.
And yeah, no blockers, I don't think. Nothing I can think of.
Okay, cool. And you, Sam, do you want to give us your report?
Yeah. What was it? Well, obviously we had England beating Tunisia 2-1 yesterday, which was an important event for us in our household. But yes. Sorry, what happened before that? Gosh, I can't. Oh, yeah. I basically, because Joao said he couldn't make the AV community meeting, I skipped that and basically finished up doing all the stuff to alert all of the premium members that we have the conference next Tuesday, and getting the trustee bios sorted. And yeah, so it was all happening for the conference. What else has been going on? Yeah, and then this morning, so on Tuesday is my private project Tuesday. I'm pairing with Paolo. We're working on this Electron app, and been basically sort of reviewing with Paolo about the way to submit issues on GitHub and so on. So that's going okay. I feel like I really want to make a lot more progress on that today. I know there's a TDT mob coming up. I'm not going to be involved in that as usual. Nothing else to report. Trying to get Alex access to the new Jitsi server. I've created a new repo in Agile Ventures called Jitsi, which is just to store all our notes about our Jitsi server. Alex seems to think there is a way of configuring it so that it will work properly for the things that we need. So, and he's had some experience with actually setting up Jitsi with, what is it called? There's some open source competitor to Slack, that the name of which escapes me now. But he apparently set up a whole instance. He's sort of a DevOps specialist. Is Alex? He's another of our premium members. Nice. He's in the DevOps channel. Just joined he's also interested in the NHS wiki project, all the Dockerfile stuff. So looking forward to working with him more on all of that. I guess the blocker I have right now is I'm trying to give him SSH access to the Jitsi box, and that's just not working. Other blog, I must review everybody's what are they even called, slides for the conference talks and things.
I was going to ask about that. Yeah.
But so that's about the side. That's my report.
Cool.
Japan's playing in less than an hour.
Yes, Japan, Colombia. Yes, I think my wife will probably be watching that downstairs. I don't know that I can afford to watch the entire match in the middle of the day when I'm supposed to be.
Yeah. Was Rocket Chat the one you were thinking about?
Oh, I think that might be it. Is that? Let me just look at my notes there. Yeah.
I've seen before.
Rocket Chat. Yes. Apparently. So they had. I mean, Alex definitely thinks that the server, particularly if you have more, if you use Jitsi with 2 people, it can do P2P. But if you have more than 3, it then is doing this broadcast thing, and the bandwidth of the central server will limit what's happening. So they had ended up setting up 2 big boxes to run Rocket Chat and Jitsi. I mean, they ended up kind of giving up because they said it wasn't worth the expense. But we've got sponsorship from Azure, so potentially, anyway. So we're carrying on there. Nico, did you do your report already, or?
I did mine. Yeah. I was saying that I can repeat it. No worries.
You started the Scrum 5 minutes before the hour, so that was why I was not in until the topic. Yeah. If you can give me a potted summary, that would be fantastic. But.
Yeah, sure. Today I plan to work on my slides. So I have 7, I think, but I need to fill them a little bit and also write the notes that about what I'm going to say in each of them. And if you want to let a comment there, saying, okay, this part no, this part yes, and just to have a little feedback, it will be awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. And the other thing, the Mercury upgrade that I think that I will create the rake task in order to go to the GitHub repositories and fetch the docs folder and bring everything that we have there in any repository that it has a GitHub URL. Yeah, that is what I plan to do today.
Great stuff.
And we have I forgot. We have to fix that in the project model, the relationship with the source repositories. Okay, I think that that's priority, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the bug that Federico encountered. Yeah, yeah. Although he's got like a yeah, probably good to get that out of the way before starting on a new thing. Yeah. Cool. Would it be helpful? Like, should we just go through your slides now in this Hangout?
Yeah, sure. Let me share my screen.
I mean, I've got them locally for me as well.
Do you want to share it?
Yeah. If we're in the after Scrum.
Yeah, after Scrum.
Yeah, so what was it? Crowdsourced learning and project development. Yes. So yeah, I just said, so you say formerly known as Agile Ventures. It was the funny thing with the project is website 1 is the name that was given to it immediately. Like when that was Thomas and whoever, there was like they wanted a code name, they wanted to call it something. Say again? I think Nico's audio is breaking up. It might be my computer thrashing, but
no, it's breaking up for me as well.
Nico, do you want to turn off your video?
Do you want to write that there in the note? Remove that.
Yeah.
Now? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Perfect. I was saying that if you want to, yes, that exactly. Yep.
Great. Yeah. I mean, I have this like, why did we call it website 1? It was so confusing for everybody. But anyway, but now then there's a new one that's going to be called Anvil or Guardian or who knows, and whatever. It's, I guess, not worth burning ones. So approaches, agile development behavior.
That part of the approaches are the ones that we mentioned on our README.
Yes.
Just for let the people know how we manage the project. So
wonderful. Yeah. I mean that README was relatively recently updated by me, and I think it tries to be the the soul of the project. So yes. And then Agile Ventures. I guess. So the feedback that I would just give about here is that I think so almost the thing to do is like, what do we mean by crowdsourced learning and project development? I mean, that's maybe just to explain that here. I mean, I think you know what, but so for people who are new to Agile Ventures, I mean, it's about website 1, so you don't have to, but maybe add something, crowdsourced learning and project development is, and need to add something about
maybe like, another slide after that one.
Maybe that it's all about gathering. The key thing is gathering groups of volunteers from around the world to work online on like software projects for other charities and non-profits.
Awesome. Yeah.
To boost their coding and team skills and be scaffolded via agile project management or that sort of thing. So that's kind of the key, like under there, and then we can like, so this is like, I would say the key thing here is these approaches. This is like approaches to the it's like coding and design.
Yep.
Of the
cool. Yeah, no worries. I will fix that.
Yeah, and then so so what Agile Ventures I might just say provides there.
Okay.
So, and obviously you can talk through this and explain each one. We could just say there that it's like a place for agile coders to meet, and then it's because the people who maybe didn't hear what you said, or it's like I think that's fine, and then that's great. Yeah. So then we've got continuous integration. how it's working. We've got the projects page. Ah, cool, lovely. Which projects use which technologies? Ooh, cool. Yeah, yeah. And then you're gonna have to.
After that, I don't know if you want me to mention something regarding the opportunity shops that we have, because it's not related to the website one. Well, yes,
Well,
and
well,
no,
I mean,
I was confused. So,
yeah, I mean, if that's in like pieces of work that need done on website one, or like, you know, roles that people could take and get involved in the website one project, then that would be fantastic. Yeah.
yeah, cool. Yeah.
And did you have? I mean, you were asking me some question. Yeah, in the Slack, you were saying, could you tell me what was
Because
the
I wanted
vision?
to add like the main goals, and like saying, okay, when everything started, what you thought about it, what was your idea of the project and what is now. So yeah, in
Yeah,
order
I
to
mean,
make
the key thing. I think that the vision is still basically the same, which is that we wanted to have, you know, these online projects for nonprofits. I mean, and the key idea came from the 169 MOOC, where, you know, in the UC Berkeley class, they were doing this, but they weren't doing it online. They were just doing, you know, the students were working with nonprofits where, you know, the nonprofits are customers working with, you know, agile developers. So it's you know, you can talk about doing agile development if you don't have kind of a customer who's like, one of the key things about agile development is you've got to be providing the software to somebody. Someone's got to be your customer. I mean, you can do that like website one where it's like the customer is everyone or anyone that wants to use it. But if you have a particular, like, I guess, I don't know if I've evolved this over time. I mean, the key thing for me, it seems like there's just doing development, and there's coding for coding's sake. And then there's like, okay, trying to work, and there's always choices, like do this code or that code, you know, which do you do? Then there's the thing of like, okay, given that the client is asking for this thing, which is the right choice to make? And that's like a separate, completely separate from like coding, is that skill of, okay, how do I interpret the client's needs? And I think that's really what Agile is all about. It's not about building the code to be beautiful in and of itself, although I think that's, you know, we believe that if we write beautiful code and that has a clear domain model, then that will help serve the client in the long run. But it's about, you know, putting these folks together. So we originally had like a sort of a Google site that had the stuff on, and then website one was, you know, Thomas and I talking and saying, right, there should be a proper site for this with its own domain, and you can have, you know, all the users and the projects are in there, and then browse it. And it's then, I think particularly Thomas had the vision that was a one-stop shop for your project management, so that the site would do everything, right? Okay. And so, you know, it would have, you know, articles, and it would have like, you know, his vision was very big in terms of everything the site would do. And my vision was like, no, please, let's only do the absolute minimum. Let's just, no, because we'll have to make, if we do all of these things, we'll be reinventing the wheel. We'll have to maintain it. We'll have this huge, you know, technical debt, the maintenance debt, and all this, that, and the other. But it took really like a couple of years for him and I to really understand the differences in our approach. I think he was also seeing it as like, this is a project that people are going to learn how to code on. I think I still believe that it can be a project to learn how to code on, but just that we if, you know, we have to limit our ambition, you know. At least I don't know if I feel like I've kind of been borne out. Some people would say, well, just, you know, I haven't been a good enough project manager, or I haven't managed to inspire people, you know. But my experience has been is like, if you keep on adding features and code, you end up with a big behemoth that's very difficult to make changes to. At the beginning of the project, like for example, where Matt is with Championer, that's a completely different story, and that's why everybody loves working on the new projects, right? Because you can make big changes quickly, and you can you know, you can make this progress and be involved in that vision thing. The new projects very quickly become old projects, and unless I think you're extremely careful about how much code is being evolved, you end up in this situation where you know, changes come in slower and slower and slower and slower, and fewer
yeah.
and fewer people want to get involved in the code base. So, does that answer that question? Probably too much information. I don't know.
No, but I have it on video, so
Yeah,
I can watch it again.
But yeah, the ultimate vision is still just that, you know, beyond open source, which is what anybody can kind of find open source projects and potentially get involved in GitHub, is open development where you can be, which is still open source, but you can get involved in scrums like this one, in project meetings. You can like hear what the client has to say, and you know, I always feel really bad that the website one doesn't do it as well as I'm sure that it could, but it's all about trying to take the developer who is interested in that and help them find a project that will be one that they will get a lot of value from, and that the project will get value from them, and it will be a, you know, very positive matchmaking experience.
Cool. Yeah.
All right. So I'll get off my soapbox and I'll go make my tea and bagel as I do at this time. And
okay.
Yeah, thanks so much for taking on this talk, Nico. I really appreciate it.
No, I'm really grateful for this opportunity. So.
And feel free. I was imagining that you'd have maybe one slide on just the technical challenges of the Rails 5 upgrade, but entirely.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know if you want me to mention that. So yeah, I will.
Well, yeah, because you're the main man on that. I imagine that people might be kind of interested in that. I don't know.
Yeah, and I have to mention right now we have kind of the same problem that in this company where I'm working on.
Right.
We have kind of the same problem that we have with the Mercury editor.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they are using the comfortable Mexican sofa, the CMS.
Yeah.
And they are using Redactor, that is WYSIWYG on version 1. And the current version is version 3. So there is a problem regarding the versions, and I don't know. I feel like it's kind of the same. So I feel comfortable with that problem. Let's say
it's. But this was the big thing that, you know, I think that the 169 MOOC, the software class that they did, I mean, that was like, you know, included an assignment on legacy code, because the reality is, you know, most of the coding work being done all around the world is not writing new code to do things. It's dealing with the existing code. And the whole kind of networky mess of dependencies and this, that, and then the other. That's what most people are doing all the time. And that's like why I'm like, it's so difficult, because, you know, new developers, they're so enthusiastic to write more code, and everybody loves writing code, and it's great. And you don't, and this is the real challenge, is you don't want to dampen their enthusiasm for writing loads of code, but you've also been around the block enough times that you've been like hit by so many problems that are created because there's too much code, you know, things have been redone or what have you. It's I mean, I don't know, it's interesting what the ultimate solution to that is. Maybe just there is no solution. You just have to let new people write as much code as they like, build things, they fall down, you build a new thing, and, you know, that's the learning process. So I don't know. That's what we're exploring here, this brave new frontier of code. To boldly go where no coder has gone before. I got to run to get to my next thing. Great to see you both. Thanks so much for running the Scrum, Nico. I really appreciate it. See you both soon. Bye for now.
See you.
Yeah.